of hope, passion, and compassion of the people, you, simply daring to do that which is right and righteous and rightful, may very well become the greatest generation of Americans. But it will not be easy. You see, it will take a number of things. It will take you being locally engaged but globally aware. It will take you having an attitude of passion and compassion, acknowledging that which is great and powerful at the same time as you recognize those who are in distress and in need. It will take you being skillful not only in accumulation of knowledge, but resourceful in the analysis, the management of that knowledge. It will require you being inwardly confident, but outwardly team-centric. Why? Because we are living in an era of interesting circumstances and tragedies. We're living at a time where it seems across America, political discourse full of acrimony fills the space. Where people talk so much about what needs to be done, they actually believe they did something. Where partisan bickering fills the space to the extent that solutions can never emerge out of that dialogue. And lost in a process is the vision and the belief of our America, signified by that flag, a fiber at a time, represented in the mortar of our Constitution, cemented in beliefs and values that precede us but should still live in us. So what shall it take? Recognizing I'm speaking with educators, recognizing I'm speaking with those of you who are the enablers of dreams, who are the freedom fighters of our generation, but recognizing that not only will you enable dreams, often you'll be called upon to mend broken dreams. As a school psychologist, as a leader in education, as a teacher, as an educator, as a father, a mother, a cousin, an American, often by choice, not by chance, you and I have a collective and moral responsibility to reinstill in our nation that true and tried belief that we are here, we are good, we are powerful, but we are respectful. We operate not as a single entity in this conflicted world, but as a piece of a complex puzzle. We do not live with hubris or overpowering pride. We recognize that we have global partners that can assist in our own evolution if we simply take the time to recognize theirs. You see, your concern as Americans by choice, not by chance, is one that recognizes the issues at home of poverty and immigration, of economic opportunity, as part of our nation's destiny by your own design. At the same time as you recognize the troubling signs in Ukraine, in Crimea, in Southeast Asia, in Brazil, or in Sudan. For you are locally centric but globally aware. You must do this, see, because the competition for your jobs and the jobs of those whom you will impact is no longer local, statewide, or national. It is predicted by a set of values and changes that are hard to recognize, even harder to measure. So your impact in preparing that future workforce, in preparing that new wave of American believers, is an important one you should not underestimate. It cannot be lost to you either that the social and economic and political tensions will drive policies in our own country. You are independent, intellectually superior thinkers who can change the course of our country. Do not take that responsibility lightly. Take it from an American by choice, not by chance. Somebody who across America these days is criticized and demonized. Somebody who, from a third-grade educated father and mother who left my own country at the age of 17, who worked in this nation without documents, can become superintendent of this school system. From the impossible From the impossible to the inevitable, there's nothing but belief, skill, and will. Dreams can, in fact, come true. Miracles do, in fact, happen, but they require miracle workers. You are the appointed and anointed miracle workers. My friends, I tell you that if you do what I do, and many of you do, with 600 about of you graduating with an advanced degree in education, 300 of you in psychology, mainly school psychology, you and I believe that one of the greatest tragedies in our country right now is the abysmal chasm, the gap between those who are learning at grade level and those who are not. And invariably, those who are not are usually of color, of a different immigration class, and all of them happen to be poor. Those who struggle with a disability, those who face gaps. Here's what I know, and I think you would agree with me. Every single achievement gap can be traced to an opportunity gap that children faced often from birth. And unmitigated opportunity gaps emerge and evolve into achievement, academic, and learning gaps. And those, if not addressed on time, become generational, slave-like, enduring economic gaps. So the solution for our country today is no different than the solution for our country of 100 years ago. The process and the approach is different, but the solution is today, was yesterday, and will always be education. Education. It is the enabler of dreams. It is the sustaining force of democracy in our country and across the globe. Show me a nation of repression and oppression. I will show you a nation that does not embrace democracy. A nation that does not embrace democracy does not respect education. You see, I tell you this today, even though you are believers. But I tell you this today because the right thing needs to be said all the time, for any time is the right time to do and say the right thing. You are the right people who will carry out the righteous journey. Take pride in being a citizen of this new world. Take pride in being a new American in this olden land. Take pride in being an educator, a psychologist, for you are the enablers of dreams.